Testing. Okay, we've got a little bit of a buffer there. Hello, Daniel. Okay, let me see where we left off yesterday. All right. So we're going to continue with rewatching the live stream from the other day, from yesterday. I don't have a lot of time right now, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue where we left off watching the live stream. I've got mother-daughter appointments in the morning, which will take me all day. They're coming for some sort of I don't think I'm gonna live stream it. I might bring my computer just in case they want a interview or something. But anyway, they're getting like the burgundy, dark, and blonde combo thing. They've already got dark hair. Hey, Potato. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do here's me. After I do that. So let me click on this.
So I had to buy pretty much all of it.
Alright, I'm gonna...
Yes, I do not do people's hair without Olaplex. Since I started buying it, it's going there.
I was starting to mix the color.
Maybe once in a while I might not put it in the color, but it's going to go in bleach.
What does the Olaplex do?
Olaplex repairs the disulfide bonds, the stronger bonds. There's two different sets of bonds in the hair. There's the disulfide and
possibly me.
You're right.
She got a shout out page.
Bonds.
Let's see. I'll go over here to her.
Okay, there's the hydrogen, salt, and covalent, and here we go. The disulfide are the strongest bonds and dictate your texture and strength. So those are the ones that you got to break down when you're doing a perm or a waxer. And then there's the hydrogen bonds where you kind of like break those down when you're doing a wet set. Those are only temporarily broken. This is the stop the burn. Somebody's here, but it's not my client, so. My teacher taught me to use sweetening oil. Not all stylists will do it. They say it's hogwash. They say if you're putting that in there, you're blah, blah, blah. But, I put it in there.
Okay, so an actual post or her beach walking?
Buying the burn drops or whatever. She says, oh, yeah, do you use sweet oil too? Yeah, I double it up. Especially since I know you had a problem with Pravana. We're going to do this because, for all I know, they could have changed rust in the last 2 years.
Oh, okay, I see.
And even if all the colors were perfect, like, let's say I try a new shade on you, and that one could have something in there that I don't know about. So,
here, 1 second. Let's go find that. that's that. So it says something. Oh, purple. Purple Bubba story. Okay. Alright. For a minute there, I was thinking, why does it say Olay? I mean, what am I, a bullfighter? I don't fight no bull. Well, we'll see about getting her to write some Daniel on there, you know? If I had a... Maybe tomorrow I'll, when I go to color somebody's hair, I'll sign the back of their head, Daniel, and they won't know until, you're like, hey, I didn't know you did tattoos. Oh, there's a lot of things people don't know I do. I do different kind of tattooing though. I haven't had peanut butter in a while. Like an actual jar of peanut butter. I need to have more. I want it right now. I'm not going to get it, but I want more right now. Okay, so I'm going to take this chat replay off because there were no more messages after Nicole left. Well, I could eat me some mayo. I go through ranch like every day. I have either I usually have the beef and bean chimichanga things from El Monterey, and I put ranch on them because it's a lot easier to have ranch around than sour cream. Because if I have sour cream, then I want chips. Then I eat the whole bag of chips and the whole bowl of sour cream. And if I have ranch, I only put a little bit of ranch on something, and Unless it's salad, then I kind of drench the salad, but... You know.
I don't play it. I'm going to play it safe. I'm just, now, I love that blonde door comes with a scoop inside. I mentioned that the other day when I was cleaning. I actually brought a scoop from home to put into my brush cleaner. It doesn't come with a scoop. I also measure my bleach. Now I can always adjust it.
Yeah, I've got the burritos too.
But I measure my bleach.
For a while, I was doing Kroger had store brand of both the beef and bean and the beef and cheese, or bean and cheese, but they stopped. I was kind of I've been pretty much surviving on having those things for breakfast for several years now, ever since the groceries started going up, and when I lost the salon and had to pay bills, and it's like, well, I can get 2 of those for breakfast for a lot less than everything else.
We're going to do a mix of 20 and 30. We will confirm the next one. Can you please stop closing the book?
Yeah, dork, quit closing the damn book.
What are you going to do for that?
I could tear your hair out. Well, you've been slowly doing that over time.
Okay, we have not done 20 volume on this. We always do either 30 or 40.
So she was messing her trying to get her son's car fixed or whatever. So she's already kind of agitated about that a little bit. So
Yeah, it's not dark.
So
It won't be darker because it's oily. Yeah, it gets dark.
That in there.
yeah, maybe next time I'll wash it first. So that there, it comes with a thing on top. You squeeze the bottle, and it goes up through the thing, and then fills up the thing, and then you take the little cap off to pour in. Kind of reminds me of a medicine.
And they might still have the hair.
Medicine measurer,
Might
but
still come out gummy, but they'll have it attached. I don't take that lightly or for granted or any of that.
I need to lose some weight. Look like a freaking big old man walking around. I mean, it doesn't help that I've got them sores on my feet. That's why I'm...
Just see what happens. Y'all make your cakes the way you make them. I'm making my cake over here.
That's right. I gotta make that consistency a little bit runnier. I don't know what's going on, but the stuff I was using there was just a little thick.
Over there.
One thing's for sure, that's a small room, so I can walk back and forth a lot, but I ain't walking very far. Well, the person I had this morning never answered me, still has not answered me whether or not she's coming this morning. Well, I ended up telling her I'm canceling when I still hadn't heard from her by like 7 o'clock.
I'm not going to mix that up yet. Because we'll be doing...
Because I had to work today. I mean, I Facebook messaged her and tried sending a text to the number I had from her, and still no message. I don't see anything from any of the family saying anything bad happened or anything, so. But anyway, I mean, thankfully I didn't go out there for no reason and have to rush to work, or I got to sleep a little bit more. Yeah, that's nice. Because I didn't start the thing until 12:30.
That's good.
Now it is time that we come to church, and I shall bless her partings. You've already prayed, right? Please make the hair come out right, please. Let's hope you didn't turn 50 and forget everything.
Yeah.
Break times are over, sleepy. Stupid. Can't remember what time I punched out. It's like,
Oops.
it's like, I play the game, like, okay. It says 3, that's okay, 33, 43, 48. But if I didn't do that, then I'm sitting there like, I always gotta go check. Just, time card for today. Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, I did remember that. But I forgot it.
Yeah. I'm getting forgetful.
And I'm trying to be careful not to scratch your forehead or your head, your scalp, because that is part of the whole, if someone's going to irritate her, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, good night too, Daniel. Thanks for dropping by.
You don't want scratches on your head. If there's a client that I know always gets itchy, even when we put all the drops and everything in there, like certain coworkers that I've had that would come, I would just give them a glove. And okay, I know you're going to be itching. Wear a glove, because that way you won't necessarily be scratching with your nails. Because it's not good. It's not good to scratch your nails. Right?
I think they need a brush loss. You're not going to brush up. Oh.
Well, you probably were itching so bad that you wanted it from, okay, well, here, use this one, but just careful
My
not
friend was using my hand
Yeah.
at first, and you went. I remember it was pretty itchy.
I felt really bad the other day when I was out at that house call when that lady started, because, I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't have sleeping oil, I didn't have drops, and finally, okay, well, what do you have here? Well, it's Splenda. Okay, we'll try that. We'll see if it does anything. Because apparently there's an ingredient, it might be cream tartar, it might be something else. There's something in the sweetening level that is different than the other ones. And that's why that became the go-to.
Here. The reason it's echoing so bad is usually I have my headphones plugged in like I do right now. I didn't have my headphones plugged in, so I had both computers playing the thing, or like the live stream was making the noise on the one computer. I forgot to turn the volume down on the other one, so we're watching this and it's echoing. So that's where the echo's coming from.
Uses it. Some people say, "Oh, if you're using that, you shouldn't be doing the service," or you know. I had a lady, the one that provides me with sweet milk. She would just bring Benadryl to her appointment because she's allergic to everything. And she's allergic to a lot of stuff. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole story like I sometimes do, but she's severely allergic to onions. So, that's what would make me so mad when I would order something from the Ohio guy. And he was kind of like a Big Lots of Color or Ollie's.
Yeah.
If you ordered something, you might not get that brand the next time. And if it was something that I used on her because it's what I had, and it didn't cause any problems, I was hoping and praying that they didn't change it. But then they changed the developer on me, and then, like, no, it's, the bottle's different, and they did change an ingredient in there. Just so you know, you got like a little, like, bang piece back here.
Remember I told you?
Yeah.
I forewarned you. Now you
So
know.
that's what you got mad at. And,
Whacked off.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So. Now she five-warned me. She forewarned me yesterday, now she five-warned me. This is like back in the five-hole.
I was just like,
47 times. That's the 47th time she's sat in my chair.
I was back here. Out of the back of your head, we got bangs there too. You know? I don't want bangs up here, I want back here. Okay. Well, I got the one lady, this is what she wanted. She did not want, she wanted a little fringe back here, then she wanted this area buzzed, and then she wanted the top to be kind of like a comb over and a pixie type thing, but she wanted this buzzed and this left with a little fringe at the hairline. Other stylists wouldn't do it for her, and the one that she had for years.
One moment. That was her visit 2 years ago. She wants this here. She wants it buzzed. Sometimes I kind of razor that a little bit to blend it. But that's what she wanted. And stylists didn't want to do that for her. You know? It's different. They don't want to do it. That's not, I'm not putting my name on that thing. Like, you know, screw you. So at least then I could take a picture of it. Like, okay, well, if for some reason you can't find, if I'm not behind a chair or whatever, you know, at least now you've got a picture to tell them what you're doing.
That would do it, retired or went to out of state or something, and she was looking for a stylist, and then found me through a recommendation from my Karen that never complained to me. Even though I am the manager.
You know?
But she recommended some people. And,
exactly, you know? You know... What is so bad about giving the lady her haircut?
I can't let you leave looking like that. Well, so you're going to not cut her hair the way she asked? What good does that do anybody? Now, I have made her hair into a T, or
like a hot cross bun.
and this is called blessing the partings. We start by doing the hairline and these middle areas, these hairline, these partings. That's what you taught in school. I always call blessing the partings in the textbook. That's what Miss Jerry called it. We blessing the partings. Miss Jerry looked like Magic School Bus Lady and had a very similar name too. So, and dressed up like her for Halloween. And she would super sparkly.
Come on, start calling.
She was a good
Put
teacher.
the frickin'
Yeah,
paint. Paint, asshole.
A happy teacher. And I am very thankful that I had good teachers at Regency. They had my back. That's first and foremost. When I was my first day on the floor, when I had somebody being a little difficult with me, they politely put that client in their place without saying a word. Turned the lady away from the chair and handed me back
From the mirror.
said, Robert, we make the rainbows and had me finish. But afterward, they had me in the office making sure, are you okay? You rattled or anything?
Yeah.
I'm like, look, you guys have my back. This is the second time I went to school. First time I stopped going because of some things that were happening and ended up getting dropped. But this time around, it's like I was determined already, but I got out on that floor and this lady's, he's too slow, he's this, he's that, he's, without saying it, he's a white boy. And but I'm like, look, if the person in my chair doesn't want me to do their hair, or I'm going too slow, they can get up and leave, whatever, I don't care, but I'm clocking in every day, and I'm going to be here till 4:30, and I'm not giving up, because you guys had my back. And I didn't miss a day until I was already past halfway, and couldn't get a better streak. And I missed myself 3 days. I missed a few other days because they closed the school for weather and a plumbing problem. But I started that school on July 22nd of 2013. And the last day I was in there was June 12th of the following year. 1,500 Michigan hours. If you go full time, that's about the soonest you're going to get done, is 11 months. In Michigan, you might be going for 40 hours a week, but they only count up to 35. So there's like break and lunch and whatever, they don't count. Something like that.
Let's just say that that is her last name.
I'm going to say this right now, y'all. I have wipes. If I get color on her face or her ears, I will take care of it. Right?
It's spelled differently, but that is her last name.
Hairs, if there are any. I don't know if I see any, but if there are any, we definitely want to get the root hair. I'm going to remember it.
Mm-hmm. Why we texting me?
I'll be like, okay, we're back live. This is what that word was. All right, bye-bye now.
Maybe it was like natural silvers or something. I really wish I could remember it. My teacher, her last name is that. Not only did she look like her, her last name is the same except different spelling.
You know, just think how many it would be if we had a couple more years in there. You know, I'd say it would be at least probably about, whether you were doing the roots constantly or,
and dressed up like her for Halloween.
More visits in there.
Sure.
There'd be a couple more if it weren't for COVID. You were one of the two people that asked me during COVID what to use, and when I found my book, I told you. At first I was like, look, now in your case, oddly enough, we've used all three, so one way or another, but at the time I wasn't sure whether I'd been using the 6.3 or the neutral, and I was like, okay, if you're going to get something, make sure don't get the one that says Ash.
Here, I apologize, but I'm going to pause this because I'll tell a little story about school. So, before I do that, let's really quick. So when I was going back to school, I did like over Labor Day week because I started in July. Labor Day weekend, I was practicing my perm wrapping at home via Facebook. Like I'd say, okay, I'm getting up. The time is now. I'm going to practice a wrap, and then I would post the time afterward. And then I'd get everything set up again, post the time, and I was like timing myself. So I had several like perms that I had done. So when school came around and it was like time in the basic class, before you're at 350 hours, we were doing our perm test for that week, and Miss Jerry was the teacher for that 2-week period or 4-week period, whatever it was, because they would rotate the teachers. The day we were doing the perm wraps, let's see, there we go. I was over here along this wall, facing this mirror, doing my test. There were students sitting at this table here. One was over here at this end of the U shape by the brown cabinet here. And then one was over here. And they were arguing about who should get a bridge card. A SNAP card, bridge card, whatever, welfare. This one over here is like, these lazy people on welfare, blah, blah, blah. And then this one over here is like, look, I work 2 jobs, blah, 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 and I have a card. I need it for my baby. And next thing you know, they're like arguing, blah, 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 just about ready to go, fight after school or something. Now, mind you, in order to go to beauty school, you need to be either 17 at least, or have a high school diploma, or be working on getting one, or... So you gotta be at least an adult. And these ones are, I'm like, and I'm just like, it had been, let's see, I was in school the first time, 2000 to 2001. That was 2013, right there, like 2013. Because this was the day I was getting out of that classroom. So that's what, 12 years since I had been in beauty school? I was going to get my test done. Like I said earlier, like, I was determined to get through this damn school. So I'm like, you know what? And I remembered from elementary school when there was a couple of best friends in art class that decided they didn't like each other anymore, and they came to blows in art class. So I'm like, you know, if this happens again, I'm going to keep wrapping my perm until they bump into me. Then it's on. If they bump me while I'm wrapping my perm, then I'm getting involved. But anyway, you know, Miss Jerry got him to, like, leave the room or whatever, you know, before anything happened. But they were going to. And, but she was kind of shaken up by it. And later on, she was telling me, she was kind of like complimenting me about how I was like so calm and just kept doing what I was doing. And I was telling her about how, you know, we're kind of like a family in that class. You know, families argue. And I started using the perm technology logic with her. I'm like, you know, sometimes the bonds, they break down, but you reform them and build them stronger. And she was, you know, she was kind of thankful for that, me telling her that, because she, you know, it's like, she told me about, you know, like that really helped her with that, because she doesn't like, you know, she doesn't like confrontation and all that. You know, she doesn't want her kids, her students, you know, fighting with each other and stuff. She's Miss Super Sparkly, you know. She wants everybody to be enthused and, you know, creativity going and everything, and, you know. So, you know, I was glad, you know, my quote, chairside manner was kicking in for her. You know. At least for her. You know. I just use some relevant terminology to ease her mind.
Something with with either the gold one or possibly the red one, but don't get the ash, because I've never used the ash on you. Or at least...
Yeah, she was asking me about that color while I was walking through a store. It might have been CVS or something.
And then the other one was the one I was talking about earlier that was itchy all the time. I gave her a glove. And she asked me, oh, well, just use this. In her case, I used to use a chocolate brown, and sometimes mixed in a little bit of red or red streaks with it. And then as her natural highlights grew out more constantly, she just decided to stay light, and I just put level 9 with violet to it over her hair, and didn't have to do any bleaching. She just...
Hey, look, my butt. Y'all don't usually get to see my butt, because usually I'm a bed. I don't usually get to see my butt.
Now,
I'm staring at my own butt. Yeah, I don't get to see that.
In my career, because I started in 2015, even when I've been careful like this and not get it on their skin, you have to deal with the fact that when they want to look at their cell phone, they'll tip their head forward. So if you've got hair color on strands of hair or whatever, next thing you know, you got the spaghetti streak. So, even as a pro, if you're somebody that never gets the color on their skin, you still should have some wipes or know what to do or get a paper towel with sanitizer or something. In school, we used to have the liquid stuff. I almost bought some today, but I have the wipes. So. But when we would run out of the bottle of the liquid, we had plenty of hand sanitizer. Because you don't touch hair in school without some sanitizer involved. You just don't.
Oh, you're fine. It was funny. I was, I'm not used to looking at my bum. So me bum.
He's not going fast enough. Sorry. Is one of my teachers watching? They could be, because I did post to Facebook, and I know at least one, of course, they're probably teaching class or whatever, so they're probably not watching me.
Close your mouth, you're letting flies in. But they're
I'm
crunchy.
just doing her roots, because I'm not sure what hair is going to go in a foil or not. But as long as I get these roots done,
Ah.
because when I do the bleach, I'll be kind of feathering up near the root anyway. Or making my little V's, or V's and W's that I used to do. My technique. Shh, give away your secrets. Don't know your secret, and they'll be practicing on each other, doing live streams of doing each other's hair without a license. Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't put the disclaimer up, don't try this at home. Folks, I do have a license. If you don't want to do hair, go to school. You'll love it. The only problem is you have to work out in public. That's the part that's... Once you're working on somebody who you're not related to or a friend of, that's when it becomes real. That's when you know. And hopefully you got the teachers that I had that, it's not like working at corporate grocery stores and stuff where, how come you said that to the customer? I know that's the truth, but why do you say it to the customer? You want to satisfy that customer.
Uh-oh, he's moving a computer, damn it. I'm trying to see. He's sticking his boobs in the camera. Uh-oh, I'm probably in the way now. Can't help it. Small room, there's only so much I can do.
Uh-oh. Just that one spot.
It's probably a spot where that hair's at.
Maybe.
It's getting grunge on you. Rip us out. You irritated it.
We were working it out. I cut it out.
Oh, okay. Cut it out.
I just went, shh. And I did in a couple spots, so that's just what I want to see. I can't do this. Well, there's more to that story that I'll tell you later.
Oh.
It was precipitated by something else.
Sorry. Oh, I snapped that. He can't see that? Do something about it.
It's hard to believe COVID was like 6 years ago.
Yeah. And this was around the time when you got back in the chair. You were one of the first that I had back in the chair, but it says July.
Yeah, I mean, Sue still had her shop open.
Yeah. Now, well, I think the Thai guy's still there, but now it's the brow place on where Sue was, and then there's a different salon now where mine was, thankfully. I'm glad somebody actually, they gutted the thing and turned it into a nice looking place from what I saw on the pictures.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Whoever it is. If it weren't for the fact that I told him I wasn't doing hair anymore, I had to try going in there and be, hey, you know what? You got a chair for her?
Yeah.
But I don't want to bump into him.
Oh,
Yeah.
the owner? He rents out chairs now?
No, but if he were to ever stop in there and see me in there, I'd be like, aren't you saying you were not?
You know, that's been a long time ago.
Well, I won't go into specifics, but the last time we talked, there was he wanted me to do something that, thankfully, I talked to the person that he was talking about in front of no me after the Tammy situation. I definitely can't do that. I've never told him about the apprentice thing. Yeah. No, she can't also. She doesn't have a license. She can't own it. Now, if they go behind my back and do something without me knowing about it, that's one thing. And I would say, look, I told her this, that, and the other, but I have nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
My name's not on any paperwork that I have an apprentice, so. She was like posting on Facebook, I'm going to have my own salon next week, and this and that. Like, you won't be having my salon. If someone wants to take it over or something, that's one thing, but I ain't going to be under my name. I'm working at the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
In order to take on an apprentice, I have to be there 40 hours a week teaching you. And I don't have that, so. And I said that I was not. And that's one of the reasons why I really didn't advertise when I came here last time.
Are you still on the feed? The live stream?
Oh, yeah, it's still there. Did you want to talk about something?
No.
or just the fact that I'm talking about it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I'm trying not to. But he's got somebody else renting. It's somebody else's salon now. I needed the money, so I'm doing both jobs.
Yeah.
I can't afford a salon, and this doesn't cost me as much as a salon, so.
For sure.
So we can start that. And who knows what that person's paying him? I don't know. It's not my business. It's not my business, and it's not my business.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nacho and an onion. See, she laughed. I don't know all the gossip, but I might make you laugh. And if we weren't live right now, I might be singing the music, but we're live, so.
I did some singing later when we turned the camera off. I sang some Dionne Warwick at her.
You're not going fast enough. Sure, the color's gonna do this and that, and you're not going fast enough. I know, okay, all right.
No, I'm just looking to see if he found out any more about his car.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they've had it for a month. It's just not good.
Yeah, that's. I'm crossing my fingers and I don't have any car issues, because that's why I didn't see you until the 24th last time. You know? Because I got in here and then I was like setting up and then, oh, guess what? Your car wants $600. Okay.
Did you get another car?
No, I still have the Patriot.
You had a Patriot? I didn't know that. Is that after you got into the one accident?
Yeah, I smashed my soul and got a Patriot. And oddly enough, the place that the right way that I got it from is now something else. So I can't go back there again. At least not to that one. Is that you doing that?
No.
Somebody else is messaging me? Pardon me. Well, what? I mean, I don't know what, who, what, when, where.
Okay, we're gonna.
Yeah. Part of the family, and
Let's skip ahead.
I
Don't want to repeat that.
say a price. I'm like, look, you've been in my chair. You know the drill. You know. You have to specifically harp on me to tell you how much, right? You know, like when at the end of the thing, I'm like, okay, are you using a card or cash or? And then I started making newspapers and stuff and books and, you know.
I was skipping that part. Y'all can watch it on your own if you go watch it, but I'm skipping that part because.
So, but the thing is, my ex, when I met the rest of her family, I took her to the uncle's funeral because her car wasn't running. And the preacher there wasn't one of these long-winded, big, long... It was the night before the burial, so it was just one of the, at the funeral home, whatever they call that. And he's like, I don't give long speeches, and I keep it simple, and he's like, Jesus only had 2 commandments. And if you really think about it, if you follow his 2 commandments, you really don't need the rest. And he said, love me, love each other. If you love each other, where's the murder? Where's the cheating? Where's this, stealing?
Right.
Do unto others. It's really that simple, folks. I treat life like, yeah, it's a test. I don't know about St. Peter or whatever, but when I get to wherever I want to be judged on, was I kind to other people? Did I do what I could to be kind to other people and try to take care of people the best I could? And if anything I've done means that the amount of kindness and things that I've done doesn't count because of one bad thing, and I have to go somewhere else, or because I didn't read the book or go to the church, or gonna punish me. Because obviously what I've done positive wasn't good enough. And that's too high of a standard, because if I'm trying and I don't make it in, then there's so many people out there that definitely ain't making it in. Unless it's like, the rich people standard, they get in, They gave more at church because they were trying to impress their friends, so they got in. Anyway, that's enough on that subject. It's not about religion. It's about being nice to each other. And as I mentioned in my stream the other day, the reason I try to be so affordable as best I can. No, I'm not rich, and I'm not making money. I can't afford my own place. And I appreciate the hell out of my family who's doing what they're doing for me and shouldn't have to do. But I was born with cleft lip and cleft palate, which, if anybody has watched the Operation Smile commercial, you know that the split lip and the roof of the mouth does not come all the way together. I was born with both of those. Just one side, some get the double. My parents didn't have money. They were like, how the hell are we going to pay for this? And we can't. And I was born with a double hernia on top of it. So my mom had to use an eyedropper to feed me to get my weight up to do the hernia surgery. Not to be gross about it, but if she didn't use a long...
It seems my weight is enough now.
It didn't go down the right pipe and came back out. They were like, how the hell are we going to pay for this? And we can't. And I was born with a double hernia on top of it. So my mom had to use an eyedropper to feed me to get my weight up to do the hernia surgery. Not to be gross about it, but if she didn't use a long eyedropper to feed me, it didn't go down the right pipe and came back out. Hey, by the way, are you wanting any drinks or anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I know you mentioned coffee, but...
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Because we have a coffee bar. It's, there's a little bit of stuff out there. Keurig cups and teas and, I don't know if anybody's stocked up for water. I can always go get bottled water for everything. I know we can get plenty of that back there.
So that's how your mom used to feed you?
To get so I could have the double hernia surgery. And then she just got lucky, and there was this doctor, a plastic surgeon, who said to her something to the effect.
So, the irony of that is my mother was feeding me with that eyedropper when I was a baby. And then when she was home for her hospice, I was feeding her with a syringe. I was giving her Ensure shakes and stuff, and her medication using a plastic syringe. It didn't have a needle on the end, it just had the opening, but it's just kind of ironic that, I came in the way I did, and she went out the way she did, and,
Look, I make my money off the old ladies wanting those jobs. I will take care of him for free.
That's awesome.
And he did it. And so here it is, all these years later. I have not done anything cosmetically to it. When I was 18, all the other surgeries, the internals and whatever that they were going to do, to move my jaw forward, blah, 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 had been done. But I didn't want anything done to the face. I'm like, look, I know I had a hard time looking in the mirror at myself, but I want to see something different. When I want to see what I've been seeing for 18 years. So I grew a mustache when I finally started growing in, and I hid behind that until 2013 when I went to beauty school and shaved it for the first time. And I used a razor blade on my face for the first time. And just so I could let the other students practice their facials and makeup on me. Because it's only fair that they get to do my whole face and not fight to get between my beard, And I wanted it. I wanted to do those little points on my eyebrows. I don't want to wax those. I don't like those. I don't want to look like the devil.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I have had my face waxed a little bit. I know it hurts. It does hurt, folks. Okay, so we have to root color it, or else the others. So now I go in there and maybe what I'll do is for the foils, I'll do like every other foil with the color in there. So you get a little bit of
Okay.
some of yours, some of the color, some of yours, some of it's like some will be like your color. And we're getting a little bit of buffering in case anybody that's YouTube for it. Okay, no one's watching right now. Then again, it could be the buffering that's doing that. Testing. Okay, hey, we're watching now, it'll be.
No, your dad was worked on trains.
Yes, he originally he did some automotive stuff and mechanic or whatever, but he got it. He went to work for Conrail right around the time that they had the big merger of all the railroads around Pennsylvania and the Consolidated Rail Corporation. So it's like the Pennsylvania Railroad and all of them merged in. And he was there and for a while there in the late 80s to early 90s, he didn't know what was going to happen because Norfolk Southern and CSX were splitting up Conrail. He didn't know he might have to move to Atlanta or Charlotte or... in the end, him and my uncle both got to stay here in Metro Detroit and work for Norfolk Southern. They were in the offices, like through dispatch and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Let's see what I'm going to do. Slice out those holes. So, to those who are watching, because I've already shown you the video, or at least the link, you actually watched it or not. There's this video where somebody's like showing a class, that she doesn't weave her foil, she just does horizontal lines, and I want to try that today. Now, I'm somebody that doesn't always take thin sections, so this will be interesting for me, because that's what is required, is taking thinner sections. Honk, honk. The trigger horn. It's time to mix this. Yeah. Yeah, but it's been sitting there for a while. It'll be fine. That's why we didn't mix it. It would have been sitting there that long anyway, had I been doing the other thing, so, Trust the process. Glove, glove, just relaxing in the tub. Give that another shot of this, just to make it a little more liquidy. Alright, everybody pray. He's about to start foiling. Look at that. It's all of us all at once. We're all knocking. Let us in right now. How do I know it's you? Because we said so. Oh, let's get this straight. About me. My last name is not. And I don't go by Bobby. The only other people that call me Bobby are pretty much other Roberts.
You're just Robert.
Yeah,
You're not.
Yeah, Rob or Robert is what I go by, not Robbie or Bobby or Bob. Yeah. Just not the B names. Except Bubba. Bubba, yeah, I have Bubba.
Who used to call you Bubba?
Well, that's the story, because when I worked at the gear place, I also worked with my older brother. And we had a foreman there who would call me Bubba. And I assumed it was my older brother that somehow called me that in front of him or something. Well, a couple months later, after the foreman had moved to, he was working at American Axle instead. And he came to see us when me and my brother were on midnights over at the bowling alley for lunch. And he's like, you know why I call you Bubba, don't you? I'm like, probably because of him. I'm like, no. When I called, and his name was George the foreman. George the foreman. When I called to tell you you were hired, your mom called down the hallway, hey, Bubba. So I was using the family nickname at the job. And
Well, that's what I wondered.
Yeah.
If they called you Bubba.
Yeah, and there was like 4 other Roberts there at the time anyway, so good. Now I know which one. They don't even know I'm Robert anymore. Like, the only time anybody ever called me Robert was when like the secretary lady would call me to the office on the PA. Like, who's that? Oh, it's me. Oh, okay.
You worked at not at American Axle or
No, I was at a gear place in Roseville at the time.
Oh.
Just a little small, like tool and die
Yeah,
place.
American Axle was owned by Chrysler at one time. I think they still have some kind of thing. Back in 2009, we ended up with a bunch of, because, they got let go. God, this happened back then.
The first official daisy foil. I have never used a daisy foil before that one. True story, y'all. This much is true. I remember that. I remember when that was a new song. And then they had the other one, You Are Gold. They don't play that one very much. Everybody knows this much is true. And maybe I know Spandau Ballet, but they've heard the song. Or we've seen a movie that had it, like I think probably had it. No, I'm doing it left. This is the left side. That thing going on down there, that's why we didn't do that little piece.
Sorry.
You are just going to be different. You're just different. That's her hairstyle, not yours. Now, if you want her hairstyle, I could purposely cut that chunk. And anybody want that, I'll just get some nail clippers out and be like, chin nails. It's made out of the same stuff.
It'll grow fast enough.
Oh. If you're ever going to cut a chunk, that's where you cut it, unless you're wearing like buns all the time and it's hanging down, but, That's why if somebody's wanting a certain haircut or whatever, and you're not sure they want it, like maybe they just got over a big breakup or something, and it's like, are you sure you want me to cut this hair? And then you cut this section here, and then they're like, oh no, I don't want that. Okay, well you cut it, or if you accidentally cut it too short, you can drop a section over it. You still have options. That. And now we do. One of the quotes I had way back when I was going to school was, pretty ain't perfect.
Kind of funny you worked at the gear place.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Oh, okay. So, do you remember Sky Nails that was in Waterford next to the Kroger that's on Dixie? That guy used to do transmissions.
Okay, that's the one up by Mabee Road?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a Kroger and there's Neiman's?
Yes. Yes, it was in that plaza that Kroger was in. So, they used to do my nails, but the guy that did the nails, his wife is the one that originally owned, they nailed it together, but she did the nails, and he did transmissions. And then he made more money doing nails, so he stopped doing transmissions. It was like, forget doing transmissions when I can do nails.
Yeah, you know, if you're getting that greased up doing nails, something's not happening right. You know? So the only thing that's kept me from one of the things that kept me from doing nails is I don't have I would not be able to do the intricate designs. I love doing manicures, washing hands, doing massages and all that. But they're wanting the acrylics and the intricate. I can't do all that. I could give you a Q-tip snowman, but you know.
Well, some nail techs don't do that. They just do a one color or whatever.
Yeah.
I cut my own nails. They were like long.
Girlfriend, you got some spot on, dude. It's a cure. You got yourself a cure.
I was like,
I don't know where I'm going with that, but you know.
look,
I'm ad-libbing.
they were really long, and I would, one of them would be like about to break off, so I just cut them off.
You know, people will be after this, like, what shade are your nails? Oh, 6M.
Mm.
What brand is it, Ross?
I didn't get any in my gloves this time.
What store has that? Prop.
Yeah.
It's a professional store. It's a professional brand. You gotta have a license to get that one. I'm a professional manicurist.
But Sally, you don't.
No. Sally carries some rough things, and might even carry the deep shine these days. Because Sally and Cosmoprof are under the same umbrella. So my credit card for Cosmoprof also is for Sally, whereas somebody could get just a Sally credit card if they're the general public. But because I have a Cosmoprof credit card, I can use it at both stores. But they don't have necessarily the same stuff. Like Sally carries like the Wella Color Charm, whereas Cosmoprof has the Colliston brand.
I know, I wish they still make their shampoo and their conditioner the same.
See, that's what I'm talking about. 9 out of 10 would tell me, and after a while I was like, okay, that 10th person's just not telling me. They're probably thinking if I tell him it smells good, he's going to try to sell it to me. You know? But it's still that lime caviar. Why would you take something that everybody was okay with and pick lime caviar? You know, if it was just a lime, that might be okay. But it's like, because I had a little bottle of it. Okay, lime dish soap, kind of like lemon pledge. And then the caviar kicks in. I was like, oh, okay, that's second day dish soap. You know, because I smell dish soap the second day after soaking.
Yeah, I don't know why they ever changed it. It smelled the best.
Yeah, and raised the price. Like, that's why I use the Matrix now. At least it's I thought the Matrix.
People weren't complaining about it.
You know. And you think the sales, well, maybe the people that could be a case of where somebody is still using like a generic bottle behind the back bar and then selling the stuff on the retail and not even telling the client that it's something different, or who knows? Who knows why? But it's been how many years? How many years now? Like, come on now. And I was so proud of Wella for as long as, because I used it at school, and then all them years, and I actually was showing a picture yesterday where I had a stock of the little bottles on the shelf when they finally were cheap enough for me to get some. Of course, that's probably after I went back to the grocery store, so that helped. But,
yeah, I'm not going to go too much further tonight because, like I mentioned earlier, I do have my appointments start at 8:30 and it's going on midnight, which means I got to get up even earlier than that.
Damn bird.
Email. Not important. You are more important than my email. I feel blessed.
Yeah, I told my son $6,000. I'm like, you
really?
Great.
For just a quote, eh? Not doing any work?
And I called him, and I told him, see how much they want for remanufactured, but you call Lyson Fraser yourself, because they'll tell you, oh, it's $6,000 for the motor and $2,000 for us to put in. I was like, You either gotta cut your losses or do something. Am I wrong? I was like, if that's gonna cost you this, first of all, I would have just bought a different car. But he don't want to listen, so he's not a child.
You know, I was like, if the chat was going to be rowdy, I was going to be like, look, the minute y'all make me sound like my mother, the chat goes away.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember, you know, being at the salon and like when it was just me and the parents and more than one kid, and it's like, you in that corner, you in that corner. Great, now sound like my mother. Like if I have to be the parent, I'm gonna be the parent here.
Mm-hmm. So how is your niece doing? She graduated, right?
She is now 20 years old.
Wow.
She's in college. Not to say which one, but she is in a college and going for something cool. Something that'll pay a lot if she gets a job in that.
That's really cool.
So, yeah, there's a thing that they got with their clip like this, but it's got like big teeth on it, and you just like
Fold it over.
you just put the thing into the teeth of the clip, and pull,
You don't have to undo the clip. Just put it up.
We'll get some of those. Because, you know, I like to work smarter, not harder.
Me too. So have you talked to like that at all?
Not since around the time that he talked to me. So that's been a couple years. You know, I told her what was going on with that thing that he was trying to do. That's crazy. So I don't know if anything is going on with her or not. Because she didn't necessarily post private things in public. You know, she might post other things, but not necessarily updates or.
What's her husband test?
Yeah, so her husband was sick, so I don't know anything about that. If anything has happened or not.
I hope she's doing alright.
Hopefully she's enjoying retirement. You know, my mama from another mother.
Mm-hmm. How's your doggies, the golden? You have one?
They, the Golden Retriever and the Saint Bernard, they're, well, the Golden does not bite my arm anymore. Ever since he went to get his adjustment, he stopped ripping my sleeve, and instead he'll go and get a pillow or a shoe or whatever, bring to me. And one of his favorite things to do is, he'll want to go between my legs. Like, it reminds me of the old, sponge roller car wash from Hot Wheels. Like, he's going through a car wash.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, folks. We're at 2:56 on that video. And we're going to need to stop there. Because I need to get to bed. Apparently we've been dropping frames, anyway. I wasn't really looking, so... In any case, anybody that wants to watch this, if you know, just go to one marked live stream for the appointment, and otherwise, at some point, either later today or you know, I'll watch the rest of it. But in the meantime, thank you to Potato and Daniel for dropping by, and of course, thank you, Freebird, for your little drawing in the sand. By the way, she when I was signing off yesterday, you know, Steph's like, "Hey, I really like that sign off thing you do. That's good." You know, so here it is. So thank you to those who were watching. Hope everybody has a good night and a good day, and hope to see you all in the next one you are able to make it to. Until then, wishing you no tangles, keep shining, and bye-bye for now.